For property developers, Queensland's Glitter Strip has been paved with gold since the 1960s. Dozens of high-rises have sprung up close to the Gold Coast dunes. But in recent years, an uncertain economy has led to a pause in construction. In a few months, the city's last major high-rise project ends, leaving workers wondering where their next job is coming from. Tom Forbes reports from the Gold Coast.
From 5 decades of growth to just one solitary crane on the Gold Coast's crowded skyline. At 77 storeys, the sole development in Surfers Paradise provides hundreds of construction jobs, but they'll vanish when the project ends early next year.
What we have seen over the last 25 or 30 years, there's always been cranes on the skyline. And I think there's a real lack of that at the moment.
You guys have finished that double block.
DARYL VANGERGRAAF is a plumbing contractor. He's been plying his trade on Gold Coast construction sites for 30 years.
We always have our ups and downs, our cycles, but this time I think it's really the financial side of it that's taken its toll.
He runs his own business and knows the building industry runs hot and cold.
Well, in the good years we probably had around about 18 staff. We're down to about a third. As I said, we're down to about 6 staff at the moment.
A report by the Urban Development Institute of Australia, or UDIA, shows more than 11,500 full-time construction jobs have been lost across Queensland in the past 6 months.
I think the Gold Coast has certainly been one of the hardest hit areas in Australia.
UDIA President Steve Harrison says the developers he represents don't believe they're getting enough support from local government. He wants the development application process and infrastructure charges waived for smaller projects which benefit the region.
I think there's more leadership that could be shown without question.
But Councillor Ted Shepherd says the Gold Coast City Council has done almost everything it can.
We're there to help them, we're there to assist them. We're not going to sell the city short, so the ratepayers must be protected as well. So it really is a balancing act.
The chairman of the City Planning Committee says council has kept infrastructure charges below a state government-imposed cap and cut the cost of obtaining a planning approval. They've also sped up the application process so that some projects can be approved in just 5 days.
What we're saying now is, come on guys, we're giving you the incentive, you get your finger out and you start working for it.
But this alone won't stimulate the local economy. The Premier believes working with the city's other big employer, tourism, can help reinvigorate the high-rise construction industry. She says tourists buy theme park tickets, but they can also splash out on property.
What we need to see here on the coast is the construction industry buoyed by further growth in the tourism industry. The construction industry here at the coast is intimately linked with tourism.
The Premier recently inspected construction of the city's newest tourist attraction, the Sky Point Climb, which is being erected on top of the iconic Q1 building. Construction of the $3 million climb will employ more than 100 workers. While that is good news, it won't stem the current worker exodus from a city where 1 in 7 people are directly employed in building and construction.
Anecdotally, 10 to 15% of people that are employed within the development and construction industry are actually travelling further afield, are not employed within the city.
A lot of the good trade people have gone. They're either working in Brisbane, they're chasing contracts. So I think that will be our next hurdle to get over, is to replace staff when things do pick up again.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Councillor Ted Shepherd says he knows of 2 high-rise development projects which could be announced by the end of the year. One here in Surfers Paradise, the other on the southern end of the Gold Coast. The UDIA says another major project like the recently completed Hilton Towers in Surfers Paradise would instill confidence.
That'll be terrific news. I think that's really what the Gold Coast needs, is some positive news, some optimism and something to look forward to.
Plumber DARYL VANGERGRAAF says he's persevering in the hope that work will pick up.
You can see some of the confidence coming back with some of the projects that are coming across the table and quoting.